What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about the future of DMZ, some updates you may have missed, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of coverage going up over on detonated.com. Got lots of articles in regards to all the MW3 marketing, and of course, plenty of tweets covering MW3 over on Twitter as well. The link to Detonated is, of course, down below, and Detonated is an expansion of the coverage you're seeing here on the channel, just in the form of journalism. Now, in the background, I got some absolutely insane DMZ gameplay here on Ashika Island. For whatever reason, nearly every single enemy in this lobby ended up pushing Shon and I, which was ridiculous. So enjoy this crazy gameplay, which I almost lost because my SSD actually failed on me the other day right before the MW3 reveal, and I had to get a new SSD, which wasn't an issue, but I ended up wiping my computer in the process because I had no choice, but managed to recover a bunch of gameplay, including the one that you're seeing here in the background. But let's start off with a report coming out from Dalek, who went ahead and flew out the Sledgehammer a good week ago to play MW3 early. He actually asked Sledgehammer what the future of DMZ was following the announcement of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, in which he got the following response: "We are not discussing the future of DMZ at this time." So like he said, take that as you may, and don't forget the Sledgehammer was never in charge of DMZ, nor did they ever work on it to my understanding, so it's not like they would have known anyway, but it was a fair shot asking them at the studio what the future of DMZ could be, now that it seems like Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is kind of taking the place of DMZ, even though MW3 Zombies isn't going to be free to play like DMZ is through Warzone. MW3 Zombies is an on-disc experience that you have to pay for. So with that in mind, I'm like, wait a second, is it possible that whatever new exclusion zones we get inside of Warzone throughout MW3's life cycle, for example, the new Warzone map this fall, maybe even some other Resurgence maps later in 2024, is it possible to get DMZ support for those maps, and then Infinity Ward could work on that? Because, if anything, what else is Infinity Ward going to be working on besides maybe helping out the other studios here and there? Apparently, their next Call of Duty isn't until 2026. That's if they follow the pattern where we have Black Ops 2024, which we're all expecting already, and then a year after that, we get an MW3 type of game, which is essentially a direct Black Ops sequel or a spin-off, and then that would mean 2026 comes around and we'll get a Modern Warfare entry again from maybe Infinity Ward. Again, that's totally unknown. We're very far away from that at this point, but it just has you wondering, right, what is Infinity Ward going to be working on if not DMZ or their other project in the meantime? What could happen? Now, what would be cool though is that when MW3 is out of its life cycle and Black Ops 2024 comes out, maybe during that Black Ops season, we have an on-disc round-based zombies mode. We get another iteration of Outbreak that at the time is going to be free to play with Warzone, since MW3 Zombies clearly won't be. And then once that all comes out, we'll start getting some more DMZ support again, so that you still get some type of Modern Warfare follow-ups, type of Modern Warfare updates from IW, and it's not just a big 2-3 year gap until we see some Modern Warfare lore again. I mean, it's probably a little unlikely, since when Black Ops comes around, Treyarch will be in the spotlight. They'll be telling the new Black Ops narrative and extending that through all the game modes that they can, so it wouldn't really make sense if there's Modern Warfare storyline going on through DMZ. But it's almost hard to believe that DMZ will just go offline this fall, and when I say offline, I don't mean that it will be unplayable. You can still play it forever, but to think that there will be no updates to DMZ from maybe this fall all the way into, what, 2026? It's almost hard to believe, but you just never know. Maybe that's going to be the case. Now, I'm definitely expecting more DMZ updates either in Season 5 Reloaded or Season 6. I don't think DMZ got very much in Season 5, as we're going to go over here in the rest of this video, but looking at updates that DMZ did get, which you may have missed, and in my opinion are still solid updates, even if it's not too much. We first up have the MRAP vehicle, which got added in which you can actually ride in DMZ for $200,000. I'm not kidding. You actually have to buy a key from the buy station for that price, so maybe if you're in a squad of 3, you guys bring in X amount of money and then put that together to pay for the MRAP key, or maybe you kill an enemy around the map that has a ton of money, or even has the MRAP key inside of his bag. You never know what could happen there. It's totally possible, but the MRAP is very overpowered. I mean, you could have somebody driving it, somebody on a turret, somebody shooting missiles. This thing will absolutely demolish any platoon that it comes across. I mean, this thing is certainly useful, to say the least. Even though it's expensive, it can still come in handy, especially for the faction mission where you have to ride one of these things, or for other missions where maybe you have to kill a bunch of real players. Use this thing to your advantage, and boom, it just will do the trick for you every single time. This thing is really OP, and obviously the MRAPs don't really spawn in all that much. I believe there's 1 to 3 per map in matches of DMZ, and I think just 1 inside of matches of Warzone. I could be mistaken on that one, but I believe those are the small quantity that you end up seeing of MRAPs inside of Warzone. Now, we also have active combat zones, which are pretty cool. Upon going to an active combat zone, every chest in the area will be legendary, so you can get the best loot possible from just going into those combat zones, but there's a catch. The AI is going after each other. So you have Shadow Company facing Coney, and they'll be calling in precisions on each other, and Shadow Company's on your side up until you start shooting them. So if you guys shoot Shadow Company too much, they will become hostile. But if you guys don't mess with them, they'll be on your side shooting at Coney, and everything will be fine. But the active combat zones can be very dangerous if there's other real people also in the area, because not only do you have to worry about real people that could be shooting at you, but possibly Coney, possible precisions being called in, maybe you shoot Shadow Company on accident. That could be very, very dangerous. So make sure you guys go into those combat zones and make your way out of them as fast as you can. But they've also added the disguise item, which is really damn cool. And the disguise item can be found in duffel bags on any of the DMZ maps. I don't think I found them on Building 21, but on any other DMZ map, I was coming across them pretty frequently. Again, I have not found these inside of legendary crates. I found them in real players' backpacks or duffel bags. Upon putting one on, it makes you look like a Coney operator, but if you walk too close to a Coney operative, he'll notice that it is a disguise and will start shooting you. But from a distance, they won't shoot at you, right? It'll blend you in perfectly with Coney, but if you have other people on your team that don't have disguises, your cover is blown. And you can be shot at while wearing the disguise, and there's a little bit of health that the disguise actually has. If you get shot too much, it'll break, and you can't repair it, but if you guys keep it on and use it at the right moments, then take it off when you're about to get into a gunfight, you can essentially preserve the disguise for the entirety of your match, unless you have a secure backpack, and you can take it into other matches as well. It's a really cool new item that I think leaked out early by mistake back during Season 4. It was actually added in prematurely, but was officially meant to be released here inside of Season 5. There's also a bit of an Easter egg that got added in with the disguise item. That is the Scavenger's buy station. So I'm sure you guys were aware, but there is a boss called the Scavenger, which only spawns in on Al-Mazrah, Ashika, and even Vandal. And what happens is, upon real players dying out, a Scavenger boss will spawn near those bodies in an attempt to go ahead and take the player's dog tags. Now, in these matches, as you're going to see here, if you guys don't kill the Scavenger, you'll notice that there is a buy station of his right near the dead player's bodies, and you can only access that buy station by wearing a disguise, pretending you're Coney, right? Upon accessing the buy station, you'll notice a bunch of items you can actually barter using dog tags. And I know this is a little bit of RNG here, but if you guys happen to have some high rarity dog tags in your backpack, you can actually exchange those for some pretty useful items, as you can see right here. And obviously it's rare to come across Damascus dog tags or whatnot. And in case you guys were also confused, the high rarity dog tags are determined by the exfil streak that player is on. So if a player out there has all 10 of their perks because they exfilled a bunch of times and never died, then their dog tags automatically become a much higher rarity all the way up until Damascus. So if you guys take those tags and bring them to this buy station while using a disguise, then you can craft some pretty useful items that you normally would find randomly in the environment or would have to spend a lot of money or other items on to actually craft. Now the cool thing is that now upon killing the Scavenger though, so once you go through the Scavenger's buy station, if you're done with it, you can just kill the Scavenger as normal. He'll actually drop a blueprint that comes with the Dark Rituals 3 bundle, and it has a really nice holographic sight, which people have argued is quote-unquote pay to win because it's not a regular holographic sight that you can earn in the game. It's only a sight that you can get when purchasing the bundle. It's a pretty useful weapon blueprint you could pick up on top of other exclusive items, as you can see here on the ground. So take advantage of that if you guys want some bonus loot for just killing the Scavenger. Again, as a reminder, real players have to die in your lobby for the Scavenger to spawn, and you'll never see the Scavenger's buy station otherwise. But apart from that, Season 5 DMZ also added in some new equipment like the Scuba gas mask. So again, it's a gas mask that works in the storm as normal, but can also be used underwater. And it's very helpful in case you guys don't have a rebreather and have to do something under the water. You can just use a scuba gas mask, go underneath, and it allows you to stay under there for, I believe, a longer amount of time than the rebreather field upgrade does. So take advantage of these if you guys come across them. And they've also added in the self-revive box and a BattleRage self-revive. So self-revive box, pretty self-explanatory. You throw it down and you can actually take a couple of revives from that box. Your entire team can also get some revives in case you guys are in the middle of a regain. You could throw these on Building 21, pop those, and then go around the rest of the map and get your vest, find everything else you need. But there's also the BattleRage self-revive. So you guys are probably aware of what BattleRage does. It's the same concept, except when you revive yourself, you get up with BattleRage, which could be used in tough situations, or maybe there's a big gunfight going on with real people and they don't notice you selfing. You guys use the BattleRage self-revive, get up, and you can use that to your advantage to wipe out the people that maybe just killed you, or using that in a crazy scenario where there's a lot of AI around you. You just have to get up and somehow navigate your way out of that situation. BattleRage can certainly help, and again, all these new items are accessible and can be spawned in with thanks to some new forward operating updates, which I covered over on detonated.com. The link is down below in this video's description. Now, also some other important updates that you guys probably missed. First off, the Demonist pack, which released today for 1,800 COD points, does feature some other DMZ benefits, such as the operator herself spawning in with BattleRage, a self-revive ability. We'll talk about that in a second. An extra active duty slot, and of course, 15-minute insured weapon cooldown for the 2 blueprints featured in the pack. And that's nothing out of the ordinary. We've seen all of these DMZ benefits before, but this is where things get a little sensitive, right? You talk about BattleRage being an ability that you could spawn in with by running this operator. BattleRage, as of right now, is a fairly rare ability that not many folks out there have come across in DMZ environments. If they up the spawn rates of BattleRage, then I think it's a bit more fair to have that featured in this bundle, but this starts getting into some sensitive territory where if you start locking rare items behind some of these bundles or just random RNG in environments, things are going to get pretty spicy. And you could all theorize, right? They only added these DMZ benefits into bundles because the player count for DMZ might have been low, hence why MW3 Zombies, which essentially right now just looks like an Outbreak DMZ hybrid, isn't going to be free to play. Maybe the experiment to have this extra Warzone type mode be free didn't work out. I will never have another mode like this be free to play. I mean, you could theorize about that right now, but also as a reminder and a heads up, the active duty slots are apparently bugged. If you have more than 20, the menu bugs out. They'll probably fix that in the next major title update, but in case you guys have bought every single bundle featuring active duty slots, they apparently aren't working after 20. Now, BattleRage is a bit of an advantage, right? If you happen to come across it in an environment and you can use it successfully when getting downed, you can use it to your advantage. But to be able to spawn in with that guaranteed every match by running this operator, that to me is much more of an advantage than a UAV or a two-plate vest or a gas mask, a medium backpack, whatever the case is there. This could be scary. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on everything going on right now inside of DMZ? How are you feeling about the future of the mode? Is it over because of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies that's coming out, or will they somehow bring DMZ back? Will they update it in some way, shape, or form since it is free to play? And also, what are your thoughts on the updates that we did get inside of Season 5? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.